Good evening, Mr. Goldberg. I'm Omar Sandimanie, a corporate sales manager of the New York City Avengers. Nice to meet you finally.
Nice to meet you too.
I would like for you to hold on to this. That was a gift we gave away at an exclusive beach party for our season ticket holders at the pier at Coney Island.
Oh, wow, nice.
So, the main reason I'm here today is to talk about our newest product, Silly Putty Tickets. Do you remember Silly Putty?
Of course.
Great. Well, with our Silly Putty Tickets, we can shape, stretch, and mold our tickets to fit the needs of you and your business, ultimately increasing your sales. So let's start with this. How many local sales reps do you currently have?
I have 5 reps.
Great. And how many accounts does each rep oversee?
Around 10 to 15.
All right. And Jeff, what size is an important account for you?
I'd say somewhere in the neighborhood of $25,000.
Okay, so how important is new business to you and your salespeople?
It's extremely important.
Do you have a defined plan that's designed to attract new business every month since it's of such high importance to you?
Well, we do have a plan, but I'd use the word plan very loosely. They're more like ideas. Our reps can get pretty busy.
Jeff, completely understand. It can get hard to get your salespeople to focus on new business. But by using our Silly Putty Tickets, you can get your reps to focus on new business and keep track of it. The first step that you would have your reps do would be to identify in writing a prospect that is key to them. This shouldn't be too difficult now, should it?
No, that actually sounds pretty easy.
Most of my clients say that the best way to build new business from prospects is to develop relationships with clients through constant contact, and a great way to do this is with out-of-office activities. The two most traditional ways companies go about this is by inviting prospects out to golf or to lunch. Now, Jeff, do you golf?
No, I've never been a huge golfer.
And that's my point exactly. Not everyone golfs. Not everyone even likes to golf. And it would certainly be more embarrassing to play and be bad than to not play at all. As for lunch, that can be a forgettable meal. When was the last time you had a lunch that was memorable?
You know, I'm trying to think of something and can't remember a lunch that really stood out to me.
Likewise. But by using our Silly Putty Tickets, you'll be sure to foster new business opportunities by creating unforgettable experiences with your prospective new clients. And this is how you're going to do it. So going back to what we talked about before, your sales reps have now ID'd the new prospects. Have your rep call a prospect that they've been working on for a while and say, hey, there's an Avengers game next week. I got the president's seats. This isn't a situation where your rep is just giving out tickets, but is inviting them out to a game and opening up a chance to build a real relationship with the prospect and do some real out-of-office bonding. So Jeff, let me ask you, how effective do you think 2 to 3 hours at an Avengers game would be in building a relationship with a client?
I assume that it would be extremely effective.
You're absolutely right. Here, I have a testimony from Nick Fury, CEO of S.H.I.E.L.D. A lot like your company, Nick had a hard time attracting new businesses. But by investing in a couple Avengers games this year, he was able to increase their sales by 15%.
Wow, really?
Yes. Now, it would probably be even more effective if you, the owner, or someone else in the position of power could make it out to a game with a few prospects. Do you think that you could make it out to a couple games a few times a year for the right account?
Absolutely. I would do anything for new business.
Now, do you think that members of your sales team would be open and willing to spend one evening a month with a key prospect at one of our games?
I'd certainly hope so.
Great. Our season is 5 months long, so each of your sales reps would have to go to 5 games with 5 new prospects. So Jeff, out of those 5 prospects, how many do you think could become customers?
I'd certainly hope for all, but let's go with 3.
3 is completely normal, hoping for just more than half, but let's start with the bare minimum. So if each salesperson converted just 1 prospect over the season, that'd be $25,000 per rep. Having 5 reps in your organization, that'd be an additional $125,000 in new business. See how I got that number?
I do. That makes a lot of sense.
Now, here's something to consider. What about your current clients? You have to keep them happy. You have to continue to groom and maintain those relationships. Jeff, do you think it'd be too much to ask members of your sales team to spend 1 additional night a month at an Avengers games with one of your clients?
No, that shouldn't be a problem at all.
Outstanding. So with your sales reps going out with one new and one current client, you need about 10 games a month and 50 games a season. You see how I got that?
I do, and it makes a lot of sense.
So now let's talk about a ticket package that would work best for you. Based upon what you told me, I would recommend 4 full season tickets with seating at our club level. Our limited club seats are really the shock and awe seats in our stadium, and our corporate partners really enjoy seating there. At the club level, you get the full VIP treatment with separate parking and a private entrance into the stadium. Once in the stadium at your seats, you can expect in-seat food and drink service, access to our premium bar, cocktail lounge, and restaurant. The best thing is that the price of food and drink is included in the ticket price. Your guests will never have to reach into their pockets. In fact, you could tell them to leave their wallets at home and the night is on us. The cost for all this would only be $15,000. So, Jeff, I'd be more than willing to get this order in for you today and reserve you some prime seats. Would you want this account in your name or in your company's name?
Whoa, this is all very impressive, but it all just sounds expensive and honestly too good to be true.
Well, Jeff, I can see where you're coming from. It does sound like a lot, but consider that for spending only $15,000, you stand to make $125,000 in new business at a minimum. You said earlier that you'd hope your sales rep closed 3 new clients, right? Let's use that as a base. For one season, one rep closing 3 clients could potentially bring in $75,000 in new business. If all 5 of your reps had the same performance, they would bring in $375,000 in new business. The potential to make $375,000 by only spending $15,000 makes it seem nominal at best. It would definitely maximize your return. And like I said, I can understand your hesitation. But here, I have a testimonial from Tony Stark of Stark Enterprises. He had some of the same concerns as you, but the returns he had on his initial investment, which was very similar to yours, have been huge, as you can see.
Wow, that's extremely impressive, and I'm definitely sold on the idea, but what's stopping me from just going on StubHub and buying tickets?
Jeff, I can see how StubHub could seem attractive in a situation like this, but let me give you 3 weaknesses it could have on your business. Number 1, you can't really plan in advance with an uncontrolled new business strategy. 2, you never really know how much you'll pay for tickets, and more importantly, where the seats will be and if there are even any seats available for the game you're trying to go to. And 3, you don't have access to any of those club level benefits I laid out to you earlier. Would you want to run the risk of looking unorganized or not being able to present your potential new clients with the best experience possible at the cost of your own business?
Omar, I see what you're talking about and I agree. I'm just going to need to talk it over with my sales team before I can commit.
I completely understand. When would you talk to your sales team about this? Possibly tomorrow or the next day?
We'll have a meeting on Monday morning.
Okay. Well, Jeff, you said earlier it wouldn't be too much to ask your salespeople to go out to 1 game a month with a key prospect, right?
No, not at all.
And you see that New York Avengers games are a great place to build and develop relationships with new clients with the potential of creating $125,000 in new business, correct?
That's correct.
Well, with all due respect to your sales team, why even let them vote on it? Why let them vote on $125,000 in new revenue for your company? If you think this would work, and all I have to do is spend 1 night a month with a prospect and possibly make anywhere between $125,000 and $375,000 in new business, why even let them vote on it?
Omar, you're absolutely right. I just need to pass this by my partner, but I'm sure they'll be on board as well.
Great to hear. When will you talk to your partner?
Monday as well.
Do you think that they'd be interested in this?
Yes, I'm pretty sure he would.
Outstanding. Okay, so this is what we can do. We'll get you signed up today using our opt-out clause in the contract. I'll be sure to put the date for next Wednesday. So what this means is that you'll have until then to opt out if you decide this isn't for you. If you decide this isn't right for your business, I'd be more than willing to cancel the order for you.
Omar, that sounds like a great idea. And after thinking about it a little bit more, I think I'm just going to go ahead and pull the trigger on this. Let's go ahead and do the deal. I'd like to have the tickets in my company's name.
Outstanding. That's great to hear. Would you happen to have a corporate card on you that we can use to have on file for the account?
I do. Here you go.
Great. So what will happen now is that I'll run your card, send you a confirmation of the agreement, a receipt of the transaction, and a seating chart so you can pick out your seats. If you have any questions, concerns, hesitations, anything, please feel free to contact me. How does that sound?
That sounds great to me, Omar.
Perfect. Well, I appreciate your business and the business of Hydra. Look forward to working with you soon.
You too. Thank you.